Home prices are still climbing, inventory is ticking up, and mortgage rates are flirting with 7%. But with national headlines calling April the worst for home sales possibly since 2009, you're probably wondering, is Monmouth County next? So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly what's happening in our local market, what the latest data is really telling us, and what it means if you are buying or selling in the Monmouth County area. Before we get started though, if it is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. And on the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you're the first one to know what's going on in Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. Kicking things off with some numbers, the median sales price for a home right now in Monmouth County is around $675,000, and that's up 3.85% from this time last year, so year to date. That's going to count everything from your single families, adult communities, and condos and townhomes. Median sales price across the entire U.S. right now is roughly about $438,000. So obviously, as you can tell from the price difference right there, Monmouth County is still significantly higher than the rest of the country. But that is common here in the Northeast, maybe out west like that California area too, to see higher home prices than the Midwest or the South. And in terms of sales, Monmouth County actually has started the year pretty hot, being up 7.8% year over year. So 2,000 sales compared to about 1,850 at this point in 2024. But it is a bit cooler than what it was a couple months back, because when we did our April market update, they were actually up 13.5%. So still going strong, being up, about 7, almost 8%. But there is a slight deceleration in growth going on, and it is something to keep our eye on. Nationally, April made headlines having the lowest number of home sales for that month since 2009, which obviously we know is pretty much the Great Depression, or not the Great Depression, but Great Recession. And homes were very hard to get rid of at that point. So while Monmouth County wasn't exactly as close to that 2009 to 2012 levels, it wasn't far off either. March and April usually mark the beginning of our strong months here in real estate, so the spring market tends to ramp up around them. So seeing a soft spot is a little bit interesting and kind of surprising. It's going to be looking at May and June, we'll really start to understand how the numbers shake out and be an indicator of what we got going forward. Next up, let's talk some inventory. And currently we have 2.3 months of supply on the market right now. And that's up slightly from those April numbers we were talking about earlier at 2 months. So that might not sound like a ton, but that's a decent amount of listings going up and increasing. So for context, right now we're sitting at about 1,400 active listings across all of Monmouth County. Compare that to 2009 levels where they were 6,500 homes available at that time. And that's 14 and a half months worth of inventory. So 2.3 compared to 14.5. So if you're a buyer thinking that's good, market correction is around the corner, or you've been holding off buying just in hopes of a massive price, kind of worth understanding that just how rare that type of inventory spike would be today. Not saying a smaller correction isn't in the cards by any means, but a major shift like we saw in 2009 would have to have a massive change in the supply. Days on market has held pretty steady at around 21, which is roughly the same as when we last checked in. And homes that are priced correctly are still moving fairly quickly, but you do have to be very accurate with your pricing nowadays. And it's not just slap a price tag on there and then just watch the home fly. If you are overlisted, the market will tell you buyers will not be showing up or putting in offers, and you do have to be a little bit careful about that. And kind of going back a little bit to the market correction that people might be looking for if you are on the buying side of things, you have to also have to remember even if some major economic disaster did happen, the amount of homes that are paid off full and clear that are owner occupied in the U.S. is still relatively high, and the number of people that have a mortgage is sitting under 5% or 4% right now, making your monthly payments much more affordable than they were back in the day too. So I think the only buyers that would get kind of wrecked in a major shift again would be anyone that probably bought in the last 2 to 3 years with sitting at a 6.5%, 7% interest rate or even higher. Those people might be more at risk, but the majority of the market probably isn't going to be touched or necessarily impacted just as much. And speaking of mortgage rates, currently the 30-year fixed right now is sitting around 7%. As I'm filming this, right, that's going to slightly change above or below by the time this video goes live, but as of right now, it's about 7%. And then the last time we checked in about 2 months ago it was sitting around 6.75%. So obviously it's jumped since then, but these small jumps, even drops, are going to be expected as we move throughout the year. But supposedly we're supposed to see at by the end of 2025, entering 26, they should be lower than what they currently are now. And the next big moment to watch out for will be the Federal Reserve meeting on June 17th and 18th. And this is going to be a little bit after when this video pops out, unfortunately. But most experts believe the Federal Reserve will leave the rates unchanged. And effectively that means by keeping them unchanged, it shows they want to be a little bit cautious about inflation and see more consistent data before really making a decision in which way they want to go. So if they felt really confident of it, I would say they probably drop them, but it seems like they're doing more of a wait and see approach at this point, and obviously want to avoid triggering any type of recession or inflationary period by going a little too fast than for what the economy can handle right now. So for buyers, this likely means mortgage rates will stay in the high 6 to low 7 range. So don't expect any dramatic drops in the immediate future unless we see again, a big economic shift or anything like that. But keep an eye on what the Federal Reserve meetings are doing each time. To give you some of my personal takeaways of what I'm seeing, like your boots on the ground in the market every day, submitting offers, taking a listing or two, I'm still seeing multiple offers on well-priced homes, even those in that 600, 700, 800 range. But it's not quite the frenzy it was back in 2020 or 2021, where it could be 8, 10, 12 offers. Now, fairly often, I would say it's between 2 and 3. So inventory is stacking a little bit, which gives buyers more options than in previous years, which also kind of affects maybe how many offers go on a home. And that's great news, especially if you're not in a rush and you want to really find the one that makes the right fit. One thing I have noticed on one of my most recent listings is we might have been slightly above the market, but it wasn't too far off. And even then, the activity on the place and the amount of showings that we have wasn't even that high. So we listed around 370 and got a little bit under asking on that on a townhome in my neighborhood, actually, believe it or not. So it is a little bit of a shift there, but it's not dramatically crazy either. So just, again, be competitive on your pricing. And then for those that are looking to purchase, I have had pretty significant success recently putting people under contract. So if you are looking to buy right now, there is, like I said, that slight lull in the market that I can see from my on the listing side of things, but also on the buying side, it's been easier to get people under contract recently with less multiple offer situations, and sometimes even if you're lucky, a one-on-one with just the seller. Overall, Monmouth County is still kind of just pumping out the numbers a little bit. It's still a heavy seller's market because we are under 6 months worth of listings out there, and even under 3 still at this point in time. So it is still a seller's market, but it's not as crazy as what it once was on that side of the transaction. If you're looking to purchase, now is kind of a good time if you can handle the monthly payments where rates are currently at, because not as many buyers are currently out there looking. So it kind of goes both ways a little bit there for you too. So if you are looking to buy or sell in the Monmouth County area, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments and description. So whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, doesn't matter to me. Let's just get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out 2 videos popping up and hopefully help out a bit too. Have a great day.